Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello, this is Maaz. In this video, we're going to be introducing the new SAT Bootcamp, kind of going over what this course consists of and what to expect in this interactive workshop. Now, before getting into the bootcamp itself, I want to take a step back and ask a broader question. And the question is, what makes a successful high school student? A successful high school student succeeds in 5 core areas. Now, I've given courses and seminars about those other areas in the past. Now, this bootcamp is just one part of the larger formula for succeeding, and that focuses on mastering the SATs. Now, this bootcamp is set up in 2 main areas. The first area and focus is developing the student. It's about developing how to think, instilling confidence, conveying the importance and significance of the exam. So that first part is about building the foundation, because with that foundation, with that point of view and attitude is how we're going to process the second part of the bootcamp, which is the actual information and details. Both are needed for a student to succeed on the exam. Just presenting the books or attending a seminar is not enough. It's about critically thinking effectively. It's about instilling this confidence that they can succeed. So that's the first part. The second part of the bootcamp will go over the entire exam. It's an interactive workshop where we go over every single section and every major type of question on the exam, and tips and strategies of how to approach every single question. Now, if you ask a student, a lot of times the SATs is a source of fear, of stress, and it's not something they want to really necessarily do or focus on. So one of the objectives of the bootcamp is to take them from this state of fear to this state of familiarity, where they understand exactly what's on the exam, how to do well. Now, at the end of this bootcamp, we'll give them a roadmap of exactly what they need to do to succeed on the SATs. And if they do that, if they practice that roadmap, they will get to this point of confidence. And it's ultimately this state of confidence that students get great scores on the exam and master the SATs. This bootcamp is a balance of not just expert opinions and strategies of how to do well in the exam, but it's also a review of important Islamic concepts. It's about the concept of qadr and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's best for us. It's about reviewing the power of dua and how that fits into the equation of working hard and then putting your trust in Allah. It's about understanding the significance of intention, how just through your intention, how if you do this for the sake of Allah, even studying for the SATs can be a source of reward and ibadah. Now, these are students, so it is not meant to be this long, boring lecture. This bootcamp is designed to be interactive, easy to understand, and fun. One of my goals is to take complex topics and subjects and to simplify them into easy to understand examples, charts, and graphs, where even a younger student can understand this, and even a parent who maybe not necessarily is taking the exam, but they be able to really internalize the main points of what we discuss at the bootcamp. This bootcamp also includes a detailed checklist of what exactly one needs to do before the exam, during the exam, and also after the exam. So we were going to do a broad overview of the SATs, and then we will cover every single section on the exam. And then within each section, we'll cover different question areas, and we'll actually do specific questions for each question area. So for example, in the math section, these are all different section areas, and each of these section areas have specific types of questions that they test on the SATs. So kind of getting an overview of this section and then doing a practice question to give an example of what are some of the things that they will ask on the exam. Each one of these questions has a different strategy and has a different way of approaching that question. In the reading section, it really focuses on the student's ability to understand a passage, to understand what the author is trying to say, and really analyzing what words are used, how are they used, what's the sentence structure, what's the purpose of the passage, the point of view of the author. So these are all things that we'll be discussing in the reading section and giving examples and going through passages for that area. In the writing section, it's all about effectively communicating your message. It's about different methods and techniques and strategies. So reading through passages and reading through examples on the SATs and pinpointing what words were used, how are they used, why were they used, going over different conventions and different word usages, and also grammar. This is going to be covered in the writing language section. And then on top of that is the essay, looking at what it is that the SAT is looking for, what is the rubric that they're going to grade the essays on, and giving the format and structure of how to develop and structure the essay. So that's the math section, the reading section, the writing section, and the essay section. So to summarize, the purpose of this bootcamp is to really provide an introduction and foundation to the SAT, for the student to understand exactly what the SAT is, what's on the exam, how to prepare, how to succeed. And with this foundation, a student can go and buy a book, a student can get into a Kaplan or Princeton class, and really make the most benefit of that information. At the end of this, if you take this course, this bootcamp, and at the end you kind of feel like, this wasn't that great, this wasn't what I was expecting, then we want to reassure you that you can take 100% of the money back. It's complete refund. It's not a problem. The purpose is to provide value from this bootcamp. The purpose is to develop and to develop students and to make them succeed. So it's you won't lose anything. Inshallah, we hope the cost of this bootcamp isn't a deterrent or something that is a reason a student doesn't take this course. We want you to get the value of the money you put in, and inshallah we hope you do benefit. Any other questions, feel free to reach out to the organizers, and inshallah I hope to see you at this bootcamp, and see you then, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.